Hi everybody, and welcome to First Response, a television show about the Woodbury Public Safety Department. I'm Officer Chris Rowe, and these are my partners, Yvette Hammond, Spencer Schofield.
Howdy, howdy.
We are in the Woodbury Public Works garage.
The big garage.
The big garage. So as you can see behind us, plow trucks. There are a lot of plow trucks in here.
A lot of other
really shiny and
a lot of other trucks.
Yes.
There's people working in here. You'll probably hear.
Considering the weather today.
Right.
It is appropriate.
It
It's
feels
cold out.
cold enough to snow.
Okay, so been working here for almost 16 years, right? And you see, we work hand in hand sometimes with Public Works, but standing in here right now, there's a lot of trucks. Like this is I guess it's an overwhelmingly large amount
Big
of large trucks.
What's
for
even
our city.
I think
What's
I
even-
come up to the lettering. now.
Yeah, you know. But what's even more fun is, so we're in the middle of the big warehouse, and where you see all these trucks around us, this was a parking lot when Chris and I think you started.
That's right.
And behind the cameras, which you can't see, there's a row of garage doors. That was the outside of Public Works.
Yeah.
So this was a parking lot.
Yeah.
This was added on 12 plus years ago. And so now they can store the plows inside versus they think they kept them all outside,
Yeah.
to be honest. So lots
cool.
of changes, but they do a lot of work. A lot of the road vehicles here, the maintenance, like I said, the plow trucks are here. We'll
Woodbury
call
has
them that. We have
They're
plugs.
different. They're
Lots of everything is here, and then the garages are where they maintain the vehicles.
Yeah.
So it's nice.
yeah, so we're gonna talk about all kinds of cool stuff while we're here in the garage today.
The plugs.
Let's get to it.
All right.
All right.
As the holiday shopping season begins, Woodbury Public Safety wants to remind you to be safe about your online purchases. Thieves prowling neighborhoods can snatch packages delivered to homes or by mail. Prevent theft by following these steps. Have your packages delivered to your place of work. Select a shipping option that requires a signature upon arrival. Ask the shipping company to hold the item at the nearest service center. Have the items delivered to a neighbor that you know will be home during the day. You can also ask the courier to drop the package in the rear of the home or inside a gate. I think this is a good tip and a reminder for people. We certainly take our share of thefts of packages during this season.
We get a lot more, and they just ramp up the closer we get to Christmas,
holidays,
holiday
yep.
season. And people that I've talked with about it, I've asked them, do you have a work address? And it seems very simple, and they go, oh yeah, I do. And I've told people left and right, if you have an alternative address, like a work address, check with your work first, see if you can get stuff mailed to your work. They are a business, they have a local address, and if you're an employee there, they've got you on file, just see if you can have it shipped to them. They'll have to take it. You know you get it. It's not sitting out on your doorstep.
It's amazing what it's turned into, and if you're not careful and you let your package sit there all day, there's people out there, that's what they do. They drive around and look for boxes to take.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
And if it does happen to you, obviously make a police report. You're going to want to...
Well, we want to know that, because if that's starting to happen or go on in our city, then at least we can maybe have some resources dedicated to that, and we do on occasion
Some of the places that are delivering the packages are taking steps to at least...
ensure that they're getting delivered and
Right.
documenting that. At least
But
initially.
it's on us, the consumer, to deal with the package itself. And boy, if you leave them sitting out on your front step, you're taking a chance.
Members of the Woodbury Police Explorers excelled again this year at the competition in Duluth held in October. This annual event gives teens interested in a career in law enforcement an opportunity to test their knowledge and skills of the profession. Woodbury's Explorers placed first in the Streets Decision category and second in hostage negotiation.
So all three of us, at some point in our careers here, have spent time working with the Explorers. It's a great program.
Yeah.
It's an opportunity for high school kids interested in law enforcement, like we talked about before, to kind of get kind of see what it's all about. And I think our Explorer program is as good as any Explorer program in the area.
Right, and the thing is, not every agency has an Explorer
Right.
program. We have several current officers who were police explorers. Garrett Kistner was a police explorer.
Omar.
Sergeant Omar Maklad back in the day was an explorer. Rudy Wessels, Joe Brisky.
Yeah.
So we've got several officers that were Woodbury Police Explorers, and it's fun working with them. We give them scenarios based on certain calls that we've taken in our careers, and it's fun to watch them try to process how to go through it.
It is. It's really and there's nothing like learning by teaching. So
Yep.
when you get to be a part of, and there are a couple officers in our department now that run and work with the Explorer program, and to be able to run these young people through scenarios, domestics, traffic stops, like you said, even the hostage negotiation, I've been able to do some of
Yeah.
the training with them with that.
Sure.
So then when they're successful at a conference like that, they come back and the officers who are in charge are like, man, these kids did really good. Thanks for helping them when we
With
were
those skills and
all year
training.
long with the skills. So, and then those guys really get a chance to see if this is something that they're interested in,
Yeah.
because they're wearing uniforms and
I
they're
think
wearing belts and
that's really important too, because you don't know unless you actually kind of immerse yourself in it a little bit. I mean, as best as we can,
Right.
give them that experience.
how
but
great.
This gives them an opportunity to see if it's something they want to do. We also do a couple other things with it, and they really enjoy it. There's no
Congratulations on your
commitment.
success.
Yeah,
out there.
nice job.
Good job, guys.
Everybody.
Winter parking is now in effect in the city of Woodbury. There's no on-street parking from 2 a.m. until 6 a.m. Additionally, if 2 or more inches of snow accumulates at any time, all public on-street parking is not allowed until the roads have been plowed. Failure to follow these rules could result in fines or the towing of violating vehicles.
8 members from the Woodbury Public Safety Department joined police, fire, and EMS for the 2017 Law Enforcement United Hockey Tournament at the Healthy Sports Center. Woodbury team members were a part of the Metro Shield team, which is made up of public safety staff from around Washington County. The team raised money for Law Enforcement United, a group that gives to families of fallen police officers.
One of the questions we get asked often is, how much equipment do you have to carry as a police officer? In this segment, we take a look at all the equipment Woodbury police officers wear from day to day. As a police officer in Woodbury, we are prepared for just about any scenario that we might encounter on the street. But we couldn't be ready if it weren't for the many important tools we use for the job. Every day we show up ready to serve the public in Woodbury, and that starts with getting ourselves geared up. Officers wear their Class B uniforms on the street. These are the most informal of our uniforms. They allow us the best range of motion, giving us the ability to run, stand, or sit comfortably during the whole day. The uniform identifies each officer, giving the community the opportunity to identify the men and women serving them. Next, our officer must prepare their duty belt. The items on this belt contain the main tools we use day in and day out. Underneath the duty belt, the officers wear a standard belt used to hold our pants in place. Duty belts are velcroed to the inner belt to provide extra stability. Each belt sits at the waist of the officer and securely tightens to hold all of the items safely and close to the officer's reach. Probably the most important tool we carry is our radio. Each one is programmed on a frequency that we use to connect with fellow officers and receive information from the Washington County dispatcher. In the event of a high-stakes scenario, we have a special frequency that is not accessible by the general public. Officers can wear earpieces as well. They wear the earpieces so that they don't give away their location and that they don't distract their coworkers. Each officer carries a microphone with them at all times. Microphones are critical to collect evidence during a stop. When an officer's dash camera is activated, their microphone turns on as well. This footage and audio combined can be used if a complaint is filed against an officer. We can also use it for training purposes. A pair of latex gloves are used so we don't contaminate evidence. For our paramedic police officers, these are crucial to prevent the spread of disease. Of course, each cop has a pair of handcuffs. We use these to restrain suspects during legal searches or arrests. They tighten around the wrist to prevent suspects from hurting us or the general public. More often than not, we restrain a suspect behind their back. We do this to keep them safe and us safe while we transport them to the rear of our squad car. Unfortunately, being a police officer can be a dangerous job. That means that sometimes it's important that we play on defense too. Woodbury Police wear bulletproof vests to reduce the chance of injury from gunfire. Made with Kevlar panels, these vests are customized to fit each officer. The panels are placed in carriers that can be worn under the uniform shirt. When a bullet hits the material, it cushions the blow and prevents the bullet from penetrating the skin. These jackets are a significant part of our uniform and usually weigh about 5 to 7 pounds. Officers are equipped with pepper spray and tasers. Although these items are rarely used, they are vital to us when dealing with a violent suspect. We also carry our service pistols. All officers in Woodbury carry a Glock handgun. These weapons are accurate and easy to maintain. And speaking of maintenance, Woodbury Police are required to keep their service pistol in good working order by periodically cleaning and checking the gun. Each officer carries his or her own holster, all of which lock the weapon securely at their waist. All in all, these items add an additional 20 pounds to the officer. That means that our cops need to be nimble, fast, and fit while they're on duty. Finally, the Woodbury Police carry their most important and lightest tool of all with them all the time, their training. In order to even be considered for the job, the department requires applicants to complete a degree in law enforcement. They must complete our rigorous skills academy, which teaches officers how to deal with regular encounters with Woodbury citizens. New team members spend 3 months with veteran officers on the street, learning the ropes, and then must complete 1 year of probation with a good record. Then, throughout that officer's career, they must participate in various training sessions throughout the year. These courses hone the officer's ability and teach new skills for our ranks to use on the street. At the end of the day, with the tools, knowledge, and skills given to us by our department, we believe we have one of the best trained departments in the Twin Cities.
Police Chief Lee Vague has a long history with the city of Woodbury. In this segment, we're going to take a look at his life outside of the police department.
So as a police chief, that's a big part of my duties as a public safety director. In that role, I oversee our police department, our police operations, budget, and just kind of that general oversight of a lot of really good people, be it patrol or investigations or our policy development. It's a little bit of everything on the police side, but it's a big piece of my overall job as a public safety director.
Planning on trying to get some good charges on it.
I originally got into police work when I was a student at the University of Minnesota. I was a freshman. I didn't know what I was going to do exactly. And I went on a ride along with my older sister, Lisa. And she was relatively new to policing. She was a cop in the city of Crystal. And it just hit me that that would be something that I could see myself doing. I think the thing that I was most drawn to, and it probably sounds a little cliched, but just the idea that you can go to work and help people. Also the fact that every day was a little bit different. And you know, the other part is it was out and about. It wasn't sitting behind a desk. It's just being out and about and being able to move around and do things, which I guess is a little ironic since I haven't been able to do that now for 10 years. I am behind a desk. Wow, this is getting a little depressing. But it's a very different job that I do now, but honestly, I'm having as much fun in my role as a police chief as I did as a cop on the street. Well, this is a job that, for all its good and all of the positive things that it brings to my life, it also is a stressful job. It's a stressful time to be a cop. So while I love it, and I can't imagine myself doing anything else, it's nice to have something completely different to escape to on a regular basis. And for me, for my entire life, that's been music. This is a place that I can just do something that's completely different and be completely relaxed. You know, this is just maybe a nice extension of what I get to do there and takes me in a little different place. Train arrived, 16 coaches long. My very first guitar was a red, white, and blue striped acoustic guitar. I don't know if you remember Buck Owens on Hee Haw. It looked just like that. And it was amazing looking. Didn't play very well, but I didn't care because I know how to play it anyways, and I bashed away at it and figured things out. But my dad is a musician, my dad's a guitar player. I got to play music with my father ever since I was a young kid, and grew up going around town with my family. My sister would play the drums, and my little sister would stand on a box and we would play. It was just a normal part of growing up. And so it's nice to be able to pass that along to my kids as well. And what kind of music do I like to play? I have a wide variety of taste in music. I like to play country. Electric guitar has really got some fun parts there. I grew up in 70s and 80s rock and roll kids, so I love all the old classic rock and roll bands. So I like to play that. If it's good, I like it. You know, it's just fun to have a little creative outlet, even throughout the week, throughout the day. If I'm stopping home for lunch and just need to just kind of do something completely different from work for a few minutes, I can pick up a guitar, and it's a nice outlet, it really is.
So it's basically opening section, verse, 8 bars, chorus, 8 bars.
This week, I'm preparing for a weekend of live gigs. It's a Friday, Saturday, Sunday cabaret. So it's a big fundraiser for my church out in South Minneapolis, and it's probably got 45, 48 different artists, acts. We have a wonderful band that I get to play with, which is fantastic. So this is just the part of the week where I'm just starting to figure out what is coming our way, and it's pretty much everything you can imagine: blues, gospel, country, rock and roll. We've got singer-songwriters. We have, you know, a couple rehearsals. Every artist gets their few minutes. The band takes their notes, and we're on to the next song. So definitely you have to rely on your ear and quick thinking, and fake what you don't know.
I'd love to welcome you to this 23rd edition of the Cabaret here at St. Joan of Arc, and that's a lot of showbiz.
Well, I love playing my guitar, but I think my favorite is just playing a part that enhances another person's song. For me, it's an honor, honestly, to not only be able to play guitar for some of these great singers, but the band that I get to play with. These are fantastic professional musicians that I get to sit in with, and it's just really exciting and really rewarding. And it's really cool to be able to also play music with your son. Also to be able to share that, you know, my love of music with him, and to do something together, it's pretty special. I mean, I've been doing this my whole life. All it takes for me, I just grab a guitar off the wall and play, and it brings me joy, and it's just a nice way to kind of balance out my life and my job, and I hope that never goes away.
Thank you for joining us for this edition of First Response. If you have any questions about the Public Safety Department, send us an email or give us a call. You can also get instant updates about the department on our Facebook and Twitter pages. Well,
Nice. I love the working
working
Public
set.
Works building. the
Hot
noises
set.
and-
hard work going on here.
Still going on.
Stuff getting dropped,
Yep.
broken maybe.
Metal's getting bent, stuff's getting welded.
Right on.
Garage
You
doors
like
are getting
the segments
squeaky.
we're talking about. I like the police uniform stuff.
Yeah.
The information on the chief. So
Fun.
again, like Yvette said, if you are somebody who watches the show and there's something you're curious about or questions you have, we'd love to take that information and maybe talk about it. So we're always open to different things to work on and talk about. We've been doing this long enough. We like to share. We like to share a lot more about the department. We think that it's good for people to kind of know what we're doing out there.
Yeah.
So write in or call in or find Spencer on the street.
Send them a
Yeah.
text message.
Yep.
Yeah, my
But not while you're
Pull up
driving.
next to him while he's parked in the parking lot and talk to him. He likes that stuff.
I'm
He
surveilling.
loves that.
I'm surveilling.
You can just knock on his window and
Yeah.
you're good to go.
I do. I do like that. No one ever does it. I apparently am intimidating.
Must be the
don't know.
mustache.
Must be the mustache.
Could be the mustache.
It looks good though. You guys have a great Thanksgiving, and we'll see you soon.
See you next time.
Bye.
Bye.